The invitation had been sitting on his desk for weeks. A black envelope sealed with gold wax, an exclusive event for Seoul's most elite investors, business heirs, and international dignitaries. A place where money talked, but bloodlines roared louder. Taehyung never brought a date. Until now. "You sure about this?" Jungkook asked quietly in the car, fidgeting with his cuffs. The black velvet suit Taehyung had tailored for him hugged his frame like sin, and the diamond pin on his collar shimmered under the soft lights. "You're with me," Taehyung replied, sliding his fingers through Jungkook's. "Don't let anyone forget it." The moment they entered the grand ballroom, the whispers began. "Is that Kim Taehyung, holding someone's hand? Wait, who is he? Did he bring a delivery boy? No way. That's just for fun, he'll drop him in a week." Jungkook heard every word. And he felt the stares. But he held his chin high and walked beside Taehyung like he belonged there, like he wasn't trembling inside. Until a woman approached. She was beautiful, confident, and wrapped in designer silk. Her red lips curled as she eyed Jungkook head to toe. "Taehyung, long time." Taehyung nodded stiffly. "Suian, I see you've brought company." Her gaze sharpened as it settled on Jungkook. "Cute. But you always had a taste for fleeting obsessions." Jungkook's jaw tightened. Taehyung's arm slid firmly around Jungkook's waist. "He's not an obsession," Suian smirked. "Right. Then why does everyone in this room think he'll be gone in a week?" Jungkook's chest stung. Not from the words, but from the seed of doubt they planted. "I need air," he whispered, slipping from Taehyung's grasp before he could stop him. He stood on the balcony, gripping the railing until his knuckles turned white. He wasn't ashamed of who he was. But being judged, ridiculed, looked down on in Taehyung's world? That hit deeper than he expected. "Hey," Taehyung's voice came from behind, warm and heavy with concern. "You should go back in," Jungkook said flatly. "You're making a scene. Let them talk." Jungkook turned. "It's not about them. It's about me. I don't belong here. You belong with me." Taehyung stepped forward. "And I don't care if they burn this whole place down whispering about us. I won't let go of your hand." Jungkook's lip trembled. "You're not just saying that because I'm convenient right now, right?" Taehyung's eyes darkened. "Jungkook, I want you in my bed. At my table. In every part of my damn life. Not for tonight. For always." A beat of silence. Then kiss me," Jungkook whispered. "Right here. Where they can all see." Taehyung didn't hesitate. He cupped Jungkook's face and kissed him hard, deep, on the terrace, under the eyes of Seoul's elite, with every gasp and click of a camera fueling the fire in his veins. And Jungkook kissed back like he finally believed it. The kiss made headlines. It was everywhere, tabloids, business columns, fan accounts, even late-night talk shows. Billionaire Kim Taehyung seen kissing mystery boy at gala from delivery scooter to penthouse. Who is Jian? Jungkook Taehyung's dangerous romance could cost him the air seat. It was supposed to be a moment of power, of Taehyung choosing him. But now, it felt like the world was trying to undo them. Jungkook sat on the edge of his bed, scrolling through hateful comments. "He's just a gold digger. No way someone like him earned Taehyung's heart. This'll be over in a week. He's just playing." Enoch came. Taehyung stepped in, hair messy, sleeves rolled up, eyes dark like a storm. He had just stormed out of a family board meeting. "They want me to cut you off," he said bluntly. Jungkook looked up. "What? They thought you're a distraction." They're threatening to freeze my accounts, delay my succession, drag your name through court. Jungkook swallowed. Maybe they're right. No. Taehyung crossed the room and knelt in front of him. Don't do that. Don't shrink back to make it easier for them to hate you. You're about to lose everything. I don't care. Taehyung's voice cracked. If loving you ruins me, then let it happen. Silence pulsed between them like thunder. Jungkook stared at him, overwhelmed. You're really willing to lose your empire for this? He asked softly. For me. Taehyung looked up, fierce and sure. You are the only thing in this life I didn't get handed by inheritance or blood. You're the only thing I chose. So, yes. I'd rather be ruined with you than be king without you. Jungkook's eyes brimmed with tears. You idiot. Taehyung smirked faintly. Only for you. Jungkook cupped his cheeks, thumbs brushing over the rough edge of his jaw. Then hold me like you mean it. Taehyung did. He pulled Jungkook into his lap, kissed the tears away, and held him close like he was the most sacred thing in his arms. The world outside could scream all it wanted, but in this room, in this moment, they were safe. Real. Unbreakable. Next morning. The headlines had shifted. Taehyung declares love for Jungkook in bold press statement. He's not a toy. He's my future. The world was still buzzing. But now it buzzed with awe, with curiosity. Some still doubted them. But others began to believe. The boardroom was full of smoke, not from cigarettes, but from arrogance, tradition, and cold old money. They sat in their suits, waiting to see if Taehyung would fold. Break up with him, or step down from the inheritance, his uncle warned. You've been reckless. Taehyung smiled, slowly. Dangerously. I've been alive. A pause. Then he stood and slid a thick folder across the table. My resignation. Effective immediately. Gasps. His father stood up, voice harsh. You're willing to walk away from billions for a boy? No, Taehyung replied calmly. I'm walking away from a life where I couldn't be me. Where I couldn't love who I want. And just like that, he turned to his back on the dynasty, and walked straight into freedom. 2 days later, Jungkook sat alone on the rooftop of his apartment, knees tucked under his arms, blanket over his shoulders. The city lights blinked below him, busy and loud, but his chest was hollow. He hadn't heard from Taehyung since the gala fallout. He wasn't expecting a fairy tale. Not from someone who had empires to run, legacies to uphold. So when he heard footsteps behind him, he didn't turn. He didn't have to. Hey, came the voice he knew like breath. He looked back to see Taehyung standing there, no suit, no drivers, no guard. Just as Taehyung, with messy hair and eyes filled with fire and softness at the same time. I left it all, Taehyung said. What? I walked away. Jungkook stood slowly. Why would you? Because I don't want your world, Taehyung said, stepping closer. And I don't want mine either, not if it doesn't include you. Silence. Then a broken breath from Jungkook. You really did that? I did, for me. Taehyung nodded. You didn't ask me to. But loving you made me realize. I've been breathing wrong my whole life, and with that, he opened his arms. Jungkook didn't walk. He ran into them, laughing and crying and hitting Taehyung's chest, whispering, You're insane. Taehyung kissed his forehead. Only about you. 1 year later, Jungkook sat behind the counter of their small cafe, the one they opened together with quiet savings and stubborn love. Taehyung wiped down a table in jeans and a white shirt, smiling at an elderly customer. The world still knew who they were. People still whispered. But here, in this tiny corner of Seoul, they had peace and love that didn't need headlines or inheritance. "Hey," Taehyung called out, sliding behind the counter and stealing a kiss. "Still not tired of me?" Jungkook smirked. "Ask me again in another 50 years."